Hello, Yakri here with another Warframe video. I just want to do a couple clips showcasing Saryn's spores spreading as intended, because there are a lot of comments going around the internet on the Warframe forums and on the subreddit and in my video comments section, saying that Saryn spores definitely have some kind of line of sight component to how they spread, and that the spread is really buggy. It's especially supposed to be buggy on missions like Adaro is particularly mentioned. So I'm going to do a couple clips of different missions, just, spreading spores through walls consistently over and over again. So, I'm not 100%, what's the word I'm looking for here? I'm not going to 100% dismiss the idea that it's possible that there is some kind of bug with Saryn spore spreading. However, it is not consistent, it does not happen frequently, and it is almost definitely not actually a line of sight bug. Reason for this being that line of sight in video games is checked via raycast, which means you draw a line between 2 points. You check if something is there. Now, this same method is going to be used for weapon hits and for things like testing if melee strikes are going through walls. So if you have an area where perhaps anything can go through a wall, melee strikes, bullets, and then a Warframe ability that checks line of sight, yeah, probably could go through it. Something that stops one type of line of sight check is going to stop most of them. Now, there's other things you can do, like sphere cast, which hits a bigger area. There's different styles of raycast, right? But if something's completely blocking every other method of skipping through stuff in the game, it's going to block it. Anyway, the point is that if Saryn spores are even doing a line of sight check, they would pretty reliably not go through, stuff like full solid walls, right? The things that they actually went through would be a rare exception, and most likely other things, other Warframe abilities and whatnot would be able to bug through those surfaces. Okay, so that's why I initially didn't believe this at all, because it's a very unlikely claim, right? That there's a line of sight check on her spores, but it's frequently when they're also frequently going through walls. So I went through Adaro on my third run now. Haven't had a single instance so far of the spores not spreading out to their range. For reference, just to give you a little bit better idea of what's going on, I've got enemy radar mods equipped. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a couple other clips I'm going to chain onto this, using the same build, giving me 48 meters of enemy radar. My ability range is 44 meters, so it's fairly closely synced up, so I can have sometimes enemies way on the edge of enemy radar that would not get hit by a spore spread. Now, what I think is happening for a lot of people is that they're not realizing that if you shoot an enemy and kill them, the spores only spread half the range, and they're just attributing this to glitchiness. So I've got a basically unmodded. I've got 2 mods on it, SARPA, and I'm using that with Toxic Lash to shoot enemies, guaranteeing a spore spread and guaranteeing that I won't kill even fairly low level enemies, because I only have the stance and healing return on. Okay, so that pretty much leaves us where we are. Like I said, it's possible there is some kind of bug, but I'm almost certain that it's not what people are saying it is. And I'm also, 98% certain that all these people going on the internet talking about how, it never works correctly and it's super bugged are full of shit and exaggerating to a massive degree, because, I've spent almost all day yesterday testing Saryn and a good chunk of my day today testing Saryn, and so far I've never even seen this happen a single time yet. So, just preempting it in case it actually finally happens in this video, but I've been unable to forcefully, through efforts trying to make this happen, I've been unable to get it to happen ever. So just, give me some reference. All right, let's see. Oh, look, spores spread around the corner here. Only bad thing is it does take me a bit to kill enemies, because I don't really do any damage besides the spores, and yeah, all right. Oh, look, big room. Oh, this is a little bit too easy, honestly. Oh, look, spores are spreading through the room. The room is much larger than 40 meters, so they're not going the whole way, but they're getting pretty far. They are getting pretty far, and they spread through the floor and everything. No line of sight checks going on there. Oh, let's see if they can spread around corners, shall we? Yeah, okay, we've got a bunch of enemies over there. 18 infected, all right, wow. They went right into the room. There we go, and all the enemies are dying. Cool. Well, they even went around the corner. Isn't that beautiful? See what I'm talking about here? All right, I've completed the mission. So I'm gonna go do this in a couple more missions. I recommend that you, unless you like to listen to me, you know, sass these people who are just, I don't even know, promoting their feelings as actual tested facts about some video game. Unless you enjoy me watch me do that, you know, there's probably no point in watching any more of this video. I pretty much just explained the whole thing. Yeah, I'm really skeptical of there actually being any real issues with the ability at all. I don't think there were any spread bugs in particular before the update, and I don't see why it would introduce any now. I mean, not spread bugs in terms of like who it hits. There were definitely there's definitely some weirdness in how damage spread, but it was fairly reliable, and the actual spreading was never unreliable, I don't think. Not since her rework, you know, in 2015. I think a little bit after that, there might have been some issues, but, you know, it's been definitely working great since the more recent update. Okay, let's move on to another clip, shall we? All right, now I'm in Mott. We're gonna try this out a little bit in Mott. Should be fun, and by fun I mean I had to unequip steel fiber to get enemy radar on here, so might die a bit. Joy. Okie dokie, where's some enemies? Alright, we see enemies all around. I hit this guy, they're all infected. Alright, cool. Cool out. Fuck, alright, yeah. I also don't have regenerative molt on. Regenerative molt? Yeah, whatevs. So, oh look, you know, this is great, because I got to retest the spread on the same group of enemies since I died. Yeah, totally planned. See, now this guy doesn't have spores on him. You might think, oh, look, an enemy the spores didn't spread to. He just spawned. That's why he doesn't have spores on him. Come on, give me a break. Oh, yay. All right. Look at that. The spores still spread. Actually, you know, I kind of expected the spores not to spread to that guy because, you know, if you kill the dude with the shot, right, that... If the shot kills a guy, the spores only spread at the death radius, I'm pretty sure, which is, you know, what, 22 meters? No, it's not that terrible, honestly. Oh, look, the big chain of enemies behind have spores, you know, which is really, you know, what you would expect. But I even had someone once say, I saw someone once say that bodies were even stopping spore spread, which is just ridiculous. I don't know why anyone would think that. You know, I'm not sure. For all I know, you know, I could just be responding to outright trolls who've just not tested anything and are just, you know, what they do is they go on to Reddit and the Warframe forums and just post lies about balance and bugs. That's probably a thing that happens pretty often. Would not be surprised. Okay. But, fuck, I missed really badly there. Woo! Let's get some healing going on. Yeah, alright. Look at all those spore spreads. Look at this. Oh, yeah, there we go. Spread to the whole room. Yeah, see, the only thing I'm noticing going on here is that some enemies have not spawned yet. Another thing that can cause spore weirdness is that if you are in a fissure... Oh, sweet, argon crystals. If you're in a fissure, and you kill some guys in the fissure, right? Sorry, a fissure spawns in, right? And you're spreading spores. The enemies that are invulnerable from the fissure, I don't think get spores spread to them, right? That's right there. There's one way to encounter some spore weirdness, as it were, right? And that's just, you know, game mechanics. What you gonna do? It's not a bug. It would be nice if they spread to invulnerable enemies, though, you know, and just couldn't deal damage. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, it sure would. It sure would. Oh, look at that spread. Look at that. Spores are everywhere. Spores up there, too? Yep. All around. Oof. Oof. Okay, so I think this is good for this clip. Kind of proved the point there. Maybe I'll go... I don't know if I'll bother going back. So many clips. Maybe I'll go to Hydron. I think I heard someone say even in Hydron, it's not working. Well, you know, I've already been to Hydron a few times, and it was totally working. So maybe I'll go there again and have it work. Oh, crazy. Yeah, this is kind of a low quality video. I don't know. I just hate people spreading misinformation, though, so... feel like I gotta do my part to shoot them down. You know, it's a tough job, dirty job at some All right, guys, I have discovered a pretty serious problem with spores after all. They don't spread to enemies that haven't spawned yet. Come on, DE. When are we going to be able to kill enemies before they spawn? This is ridiculous, honestly. And they also don't spread to enemies that are out of range, you know, on the first shot. I mean, you know, then an enemy like midway between them dies, then they spread. But why should I have to wait or even like shoot 2 enemies to get, you know, like 80 meters of coverage? That's, I don't know. I think Saryn's just too hard to play. That's what this is. They probably need to rework her again and you know, make her even easier to understand. She's like so hard to oh well, that's funny. So hard to understand now, you know. I think that's probably really the trick, you know. People are expecting those, like, you know, the ability to kill enemies before they spawn, and you know, 80 meter spread range on pop. That's what she needs, really. Then I think, you know, no one would get confused about the spawn mechanics. You know, it'd be much more intuitive. That's a good word for it, right? Intuitive, right? Yeah, that's a good word for it. Intuitive. Anyway, I hope this has been as much fun for you as it has been for me. It has been actually that fun for me. This is kind of stupid. Honestly, like, I don't know what people are getting this shit from. It's just a bunch of people posting text on the internet. Right, you know, the more I think about it, the more I think it's probably just trolls. Probably just trolls trolling, and I've been got. But, you know, I had kind of some fun testing this. I mean, Saryn is one of my favorite Warframes, and this update made her a lot more fun to play and more consistent. You know, I kind of miss having an excuse to bust out the Gaslanka for like 2-hour missions whenever, you know, I actually did those, which I never did. But, you know, it's still, that's gone, which is sad. But hey, you know, Saryn's pretty awesome, so. And I've got a new excuse to use Gunblades, because it gets the double advantage from the Toxic procs, and it's really good with Condition Overload. So, yeah, there's that. That's cool. Alright, thank you all for watching. If you like my sarcasm and want to hear more of it, please like, comment, and subscribe, and give me a reason to make more of these videos. Thanks for watching. Yakri out.